We're on the road with Mickey, we're gonna have some fun. Regardless of the rain or sun, our trip has just begun. So buckle up, let's go, we're about to start the show. And maybe if you like us, you'll see where else we'll go. Hi everybody, I'm Sophie, he's Mike, and she's Brenda, and welcome to On the Road with Mickey. If you're returning for another adventure with us, welcome back. We are so glad you have returned safely. And if this is your first episode with us and you're new here, welcome. It's so nice to meet you, and I'm going to show you the reins today. First up, we have our Cheddar from the Big Cheese, which is basically our Disney news snippets. And then after that, we have our feature topic, which is what we talk about for most of the episode. And then after that, we have our This Day in Disney History, brought to you by me. And after that is our game of Who's Who, and that is brought to you by Mike, my dad. Oh, fair warning, I'm almost never wrong when it comes to this game. I almost always win it. And then after that, Brenda will be giving us a quote from the big man himself, Walt Disney, and it's just going to be amazing. So buckle up, keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the car at all times. Make sure you're safe, fasten your seatbelts, all that good stuff. And we will see you on the road. It's time to get going. Let's go!
Hey everyone, I'm Mike, and she's Sophie.
And she's Brenda.
Hi everyone!
And that's Grogu. Grogu. How do I say Grogu? Say Grogu 3 times fast.
Grogu does not appreciate your
He does not approve.
mispronunciation.
This message has not been approved by Grogu. And we're on the road with Mickey. This is season 2, episode 22 for May 31st, 2021. And our feature topic this week is nighttime things to do at Disney. We are very excited about all the things that you can do at night, especially coming out of COVID when hours are getting extended a little bit longer and stuff like that. So we think this is going to be a fun topic. Don't you think, girls?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so too.
But of course, before we get started on that, we have some cheddar from the Big Cheese. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have some cheddar from Cape May Cafe at Disney's Beach Club, which is in my background today.
Isn't that like right below where you are right now? Or almost right now?
Exactly. It's probably exactly where I am right now. That's right. And it's reopened. Cape May Cafe has reopened. There are no characters currently, but it did reopen on May 18th, and it's serving breakfast from 7:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. and dinner from 5 to 9 p.m. And they have reduced the cost since there are no characters, and it's gone down from $42 per adult and $27 per child to only $25 per adult and $14 per child.
I had
Whoa.
no idea it had dropped the
Yep,
price.
they dropped it since there are no characters, and you have to say that that's fair at least, so that's good.
That is an
Wow.
awesome deal, though.
That is.
Great food.
We
I
should
mean,
totally go
Hey,
there.
we should just show up at Brenda's, knock on her door,
Yeah,
say, Brenda, come on, let's go to downstairs for breakfast.
that's right.
Yeah, we
I'd
should
be
totally
waiting
do
for
that.
you. You should totally do that, seriously.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's not that far for y'all to drive.
No, it's not. Just text us your room number, okay?
All right. I'm serious.
Anyway.
It's a heart attack.
Anyway, continuing on, my turn next. On May 20th, 1996, well, not today because this is May 31st, but whatever. It was over 5 years before I was born. Disney's Fantasia Miniature Golf Course reopened, and this year marks the 25th anniversary of it opening.
Yeah. 25 years. And you know, we've never done the mini golf.
No, we have not.
We had times where we were going to do it and we just never did. And
Yep.
But the fact that it's been open for 25 years really does speak a lot about how people are doing it, because otherwise they wouldn't have kept it open that long, right?
It's a good
Yeah.
family activity.
Yeah. Yeah,
It sounds like a nice thing to do. We'll have to do it.
we will. And coming up on the radar, June 15th, 2021, Disneyland will be open up to guests from outside of California.
Woo!
That
Yes.
is
Yes.
big time deal.
Progress.
That is a big time deal.
Now
And
that's what I call a birthday gift.
yeah,
There you go.
on a side note to that, over on the Disney Parks blog, you know, what is it? The Avengers Campus, Brenda,
Yeah.
opens when? June 4th or something like that. But Disney Parks blog, I think, is going to have like a um, live event from there on June 2nd, I think is what I read.
Great.
So I don't have any details on it. So I'm sorry about that, but go Google it or look at Disney Parks blog on Facebook or something and look for it and just see, because that might be worth checking out, especially if you're not going to be able to be at Disneyland. So
Yeah, it's going to be a happy day. I can't wait to go there and see it. I'm not
I
going
know.
soon, but I have too many other trips planned, but I'm going to go there as soon as I can.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
Nice.
But that's all the cheddar from the Big Cheese we have for this week. Just a reminder, connect with us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Send us an email. Give us a phone call. We want to hear from you guys, and we love hearing from you. We get most of our talks come in the On the Road with Mickey group, so that seems to be the heavy hitter. So check us out over there.
Yeah.
And now it is time for our feature topic, the nighttime things to do at Disney. And this is kind of a fun topic because, like we said, there's a lot happening with changes and things coming back to a normal sort of process for Disney, and
Yeah.
um so with all that happening, there's a lot to experience at night. And I just think it'd be fun to go over some of those. So I don't know what we want to do. Do you just want to kind of popcorn some of these out, talk about why you like them and things like that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't have any preference on who goes first. So shout it out. Who's going first?
Miss Brenda.
Oh my goodness. Well, when I came up with my list on things to do at night at Disney, I only chose things you can currently do, not things that are closed because of COVID. Even
Mhm.
though, I'm hoping that things will change. I only chose things you can do right now, so the listeners can do it right now.
Good
And
idea.
I only except for one thing, I only chose free things because I want to do the free things at night. Only one thing you have to pay for. So you know, I didn't go
Okay.
like extravagant. I went like practical. So,
Yeah, I
so
think that's what we did too for the
oh,
most
good,
part.
good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you want to do it, but I have some rides, some
Mhm.
activities, some nighttime park offerings, and some things to do at the resorts. So however you want to.
Break it up. Just give us a couple
Okay.
that you think are fun, what things that you want to do immediately,
Yeah,
and then we'll go around and we'll just keep circling around
that's
and
great.
until someone gets dizzy.
That's good.
Yeah.
Like the teacups.
Exactly.
Oh, God. Okay, well, first since it's on my list first, I'll cover rides that I think are extra special at night.
Okay.
So, Big
And
Thunder
by the
Mountain
way,
Railroad
I'm
is,
sorry to interrupt. I
oh
was going to
yeah,
say, when you're saying these, this might give me some more ideas too.
oh yay.
Yeah,
I've
me too.
already done everything I've done. Oh,
So go
God.
for it.
So the first one is Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. And I love riding that at night, especially during the holiday season when the castle is lit and when you go up the big uh ascension there, the big peak, and you look over to the right and the castle dream lights are on. Oh my gosh, it is so breathtaking. I love it so much. But I generally love riding Big Thunder Mountain Railroad at night. Splash Mountain is super fun at night too.
Really?
And Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is awesome at night. Slinky Dog Dash is super fun at night. I can't see in front of my face when I'm on that ride at night because it's not the course is not lit. It's dark. So but it's a lot of fun. Expedition Everest, of course, is fantastic at night. Dumbo's great at night because of all the lights.
Okay.
All the lights on it. It's so pretty.
Yeah.
And then the nighttime viewing at Kilimanjaro Safaris is cool. Tower of Terror, of course, at night is awesome because when the doors open, it's dark, but it looks really awesome. Plus the queue on the Tower of Terror at night is eerie and it's really cool. And Prince Charming's Regal Carousel has 2,300 lights up under that thing, and it looks so pretty. And last but not least is the People Mover at night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The People Mover at night
night.
is especially cool.
Yeah. So those are all for Magic Kingdom, but I stuck with one part because
Most
I've already
of
had so
those.
many.
Most of those were from Magic Kingdom. The Tower of Terror and Kilimanjaro
that's true.
are definitely not from the Magic
That's
Kingdom.
true.
Or
So I threw a
Expedition
couple of
Everest.
them
So
Yeah.
Yeah, those are all great at night though.
yeah.
I'd like to try living with the land at night, come to think of it.
That is worth a try. For
Yeah,
sure.
because it starts out inside, but the greenhouses have glass roofs.
Yeah, that would be really neat. I don't think I've ever ridden that at night, Sophie.
I don't think I have either. Do they even run it that late?
They
They
should.
run it at like not. The park closes usually at 9 o'clock, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're staying open a little later, like 10 now, but I mean, as long as there are lights in there, it seems like they are. If I get a chance, I'll check that out when I'm there.
Exactly.
Stop making me jealous.
Yeah.
Don't be jealous, Sophie.
Ow.
I'll check it out for you. Who's going next?
Thank you. Well, since I'm mentioning living with the land at night, I guess I'll go next. And here's the thing. I was going to add this on when you were talking about Big Thunder, but at Big Thunder, there is this thing that I've noticed whenever I ride it at night. In the ghost town?
Yeah.
In Big Thunder Mountain? When you ride it at night, the windows of the saloon turn on and you can see shadows of people dancing in the saloon.
Right.
And it's really cool. It's like really awesome, not to mention all of the mood lighting that they do along the outside of the ride. It is so pretty.
It really is.
Oh,
and that's Mike's background, except it's in the daytime. That's such a great ride. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, it is.
My background was going to be something different.
Yay, it looks good.
And you know what else I love to do at night?
What is that?
Liberty Square. Liberty Square at night is absolutely beautiful. Woo!
Yeah.
Nice background.
That looks good.
Going with.
That looks
Somehow
good.
it changed on me. I don't know
you gave
why.
us a twofer.
Well,
There you
I'm
go.
keeping mine. Mine is staying, and it's beautiful.
Hers is a permanent background.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Mine is absolutely beautiful, but Liberty Square at night, it is just so amazing, and it feels like so much calmer than it does during the day and calmer than the rest of the park at night. Like a lot of people, as Magic Kingdom is coming to a close, a lot of people are trying to get on those big rides that they wanted to do all day but didn't want to stand in the sun for. So like, I don't know, Splash Mountain, Big Thunder, Pirates of the Caribbean, that sort of thing. They all want to do those, and they don't even think about the Haunted Mansion and the Hall of Presidents. But the Haunted Mansion at night?
Really?
Oh, it doesn't matter that it's an indoor ride. The line queue at night. It's It's exactly like how you described the Tower of Terror's line, Q. It's eerie and beautiful, and the
Yeah.
Haunted Mansion, it just becomes even better when the day is over and the night has begun, and it just
Yeah.
makes you feel this sort of sense of, ooh, it's nighttime now, and things are gonna be even spookier.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
You're
Mhm.
absolutely
Love
right,
it.
Sophie.
Has to be one of the reasons why I like the nighttime at Disney so much, because Disney gives me this sense of imagination that I can't really easily feel anywhere else. And that sense of imagination, it gets me thinking about ghosts for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's nighttime at Disney, it's like, ooh, it's nighttime, it's the spooky hour. Ghosts could be all around me having fun too.
You never know. Those
Yeah.
grim grinning ghosts, you never know what they're doing.
That's
Hmm.
right.
Yep, that's great, Sophie.
Yeah.
So for me, I being the dad of the group,
Yep.
the older one of the group, I
uh, no, you're my
well,
younger brother, remember?
I know we're not going there though.
Now wait a minute. I
But
don't call you Aunt Brenda.
anyway, what I was gonna say is that I tended to focus on the things that are more calm. And for me, one of the best things I like to do is just wander around World Showcase at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is just like absolutely phenomenal. I remember one time, I can't remember the year, so I couldn't find the picture. I have an awesome picture of it somewhere in my computer, and I don't know where.
Hmm.
If I find it, I'll share it. But I remember one time we were walking in World Showcase. This is during the time when they were still doing Illuminations. It was after Illuminations had run though, and it was like 11 p.m. or something. And we were just wandering because it was extra magic hours and they were open till like midnight or something. And we came up to the drawbridge and the bridge was up so that the earth for
Hmm.
illuminations could go back to where it lived in the
Hmm.
day, to where it was stored. And it was so cool. I was able to get a picture of the bridge being up with
Oh,
with
nice.
the raft with the earth being there. It was so cool. It
That's
was
nice.
so neat,
Wow.
and I can't find it.
Oh, you'll find it.
I'll find it. But to me, things like World Showcase at night are just really really cool things, because it's so
Yeah.
relaxing, especially if you've been there and it had rained during the day and you get there at night and the ground's still wet, but the rain has made the humidity drop down and it's cooler and more crisp, and it's
Yeah.
just
Sounds
really
heavenly.
cool. Yeah,
Wow.
just really cool.
Sounds heavenly.
So that is one of the ones on my list. And I don't have a whole lot, so I'm going to switch it back over to you, and I'm going to keep looking for my picture of World Showcase to share.
Well, speaking of awesomeness in the park at night,
Uh huh.
Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is
Oh,
awesome looking at night.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
Yeah.
the way
yeah.
it is lit up is just so awesome. Plus, the way they do the Tree of Lights and the way Pandora lights up at night. I mean, all the parks have like their certain feeling at night, but the Pandora area is just so pretty at night.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't wait to see it. I'm going there on the 2nd, so
Yes, you're
can't wait
right.
to be there at
How
night.
did I forget to mention that?
I'll try to send in some
You
pictures.
know, we've
Please
seen
do.
Pandora at night, but we have not seen Galaxy's Edge at night, because when we were there in July, that was our first time experiencing Galaxy's Edge, and they were closing. I mean, Hollywood Studios was open like 9 to 7 or something like that. So it was pretty much closing when it was still, very bright out, So
Yeah. Well, when we get done taping, I will forward you some pictures of it at night and you can post them if you want.
okay.
Looks
Okay,
pretty
I'll do that.
cool. You know, it's
Do
a pretty
that.
cool area anyway, but it
Yeah.
looks really cool at night.
Yeah. Yeah. I look forward to that. I'll add them to the end. They will be not listener submissions, but they will be host submissions.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yes.
Hey, we have to share because anyone who hasn't seen it yet needs to know.
Exactly. Exactly. All right.
All right.
So, Sophie, what's next?
Well, since we're going for more relaxing, I'm gonna talk about Disney Springs.
Okay.
Good.
I love Disney Springs even during the day, but especially at night. Because at night it's cooler,
Yes.
and granted, the crowds are probably up from what they are during the day,
Maybe.
but it just seems like with Disney Springs, there's this sort of duality between it. There's a lot more of a calming sense there, but there's also a lot more to do. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard to explain, but the art galleries, especially the art gallery that I went to with Uncle Randy, Aunt Sheila, and Jagan one time, they were really in their element there, and it was very nice to see them being so happy with the stuff that they found in that store, even if they did pay like
Yeah.
400 something.
I know that
Well, we
that
don't know.
art in
We
that
won't get into
store is so
prices.
gorgeous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is very gorgeous.
Well, and you're right though, Sophie. It may be more crowded at night. I'm not 100% certain, but the other thing that you also have though is some of the special effects you see at some of the restaurants. You get a better feel for them when you're there at night than you do during the day. For example, the one that really stands out in my mind is the Lava Lounge over at Rainforest Cafe.
Oh, yeah.
With the lava and the fire, the flames and everything,
Yeah.
that you don't. I mean, it would not have the same effect if they even do it during the day. I don't know that they do, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't have the same effect at all from there if you
That's
were
true.
seeing it during the day. So
Yeah.
Yep.
You're
And
right.
when you're at Disney Springs at night, having Gers bread and butter pudding at night is even better than in the daytime.
Yeah, because you don't
you're
have to
so
walk
funny.
anywhere else in like the Magic Kingdom or something.
It's just always good no matter what time of day. Raglan Road needs to pay me some kind of commission.
I'm like, they need some royalty sending your way. Oh, that's funny.
Oh.
Okay, so are we back to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, one of the things that I find to be really a lot of fun is the boardwalk, and I probably like it a lot because we don't go over there a whole ton. And so it's almost like every time we go, it's something new. One of the first times we went over for dinner at the Captain's Lounge, I think, something like that. Anyway, um, we went for dinner over there, and And afterwards, we just wandered around the boardwalk and we saw the street performers and everything like that. It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Um, and now, some of the reasons I go over there is typically I'm there with Pixie, for a fam or something, and we're going to Jelly Rolls. And Jelly Rolls, I know you have to be 21 and over to get in. So Sophie's not quite there yet, and a lot of our listeners may not be there yet. But I'm telling you, Jelly Rolls is a lot of fun, even if you don't drink alcohol, which I don't
Yeah.
drink alcohol. But going there is just so much fun because of the atmosphere and the ambiance and the piano.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
Yeah.
my thing was going off. My
Oh.
Siri was talking to me. Sorry. Um,
It's
and
alright.
it's just so much fun. So I've got an image here to share from within. So it's just a picture I took of the dueling pianos. They have the dueling
Yeah.
pianos, and they feed off of one another, and they play songs, and they get requests, and people give them tips with their requests, and they
Yeah.
they try and make their songs work, and it's just a lot of fun. It's just so much
Wow.
fun, you know.
Yeah, if you're from anywhere in the country that has Pete's Dueling Piano Bar, we have it in Houston, and this Jelly Rolls is exactly like Pete's Dueling Piano Bar. So the audience all sings with the songs. It is just so much fun.
Yeah. And right now, I don't think they're open because of COVID, but I'm looking forward to when they are. Um, and it's just a lot of fun to do. So
Yeah.
there is a slight cover charge. I think it was last time I was there. I think it was $15. So not horrible. A little bit extra, but not a horrible thing. But it's a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
Sophie and I have already been talking about going there for her 21st.
Oh, sounds like a
Yeah.
plan.
Part of our celebration of Sophie's birthday. So
Yay.
I'll call you Brenda. We'll let you
Yay.
know when to be
All
there.
right. That's
so
good.
so yeah, the boardwalk and Jelly Rolls, I think, are fun places to visit at night.
Great.
All right.
Okay. Alright. Hmm.
Well, my next thing is something that this one actually costs. But when my kids were young, um, a long time ago, I would say I would say Josh was probably it was probably about 22 years ago actually. It was a long time ago. I started doing this thing that back then was non-existent, and we called it the Monorail Mania Meal. It was our family Monorail Mania Meal. And what we did
Hmm.
was we started off in the Grand Floridian with drinks out there
Uh-huh.
outside in the bar area, and we had
Okay.
drinks, and we had drinks and the kids had, drinks that
Yeah.
didn't have any alcohol in them. And then
Sure.
after we did that, then we'd get on the monorail and we'd ride over to the Contemporary, and we'd have dinner at the Contempo Cafe.
Okay.
And we usually would mix in the electric water parade with it. So we would watch it there while we were having dinner, and then we would ride around to the Polynesian and have dessert. I bet you can't guess what dessert we had.
You had you had
Bread
Ohana's bread
pudding.
pudding.
We had Ohana's bread pudding. That's right. So I always planned that for every trip. That was a really favorite nighttime activity. Since then, they've actually made something like it at Disney, and people who drink alcohol have even made it another version of it where you just stop at the bars on the monorail route, and they call it the monorail crawl.
Mm-hmm.
But
Wow.
we don't do that. We just do the regular. We still call it the Monorail Mania Meal because that's what we've always called it. But it's a lot of fun to do at night, and then you can watch the electric water. We usually watch the electric water pageant from the big window there off the rim bar at the Contemporary that's
Uh-huh.
like behind the Contempo Cafe if you're looking toward the lake. And it's just fun. It's just fun to do that.
Okay.
It's a good family
Okay.
activity. And we always
So
did it tonight because we always did it for dinner.
so what you're saying, Brenda, here on live on YouTube and for all the world to know is that your family started what became the monorail crawl.
No, no, I'm sure
No,
That's what I
millions
heard.
of
Isn't that
people
what
have
you
said
heard, Sophie?
it.
no.
That's what I heard.
No, I am sure we weren't the only people that did it. I mean, going around the monorail, even like during the holiday season, doing kind of a monorail
Crawl.
activity where you go to each because you can see the gingerbread house in Grand Floridian when they have it. Of course, this year they didn't, but I'm hoping this year they will.
Yeah.
So you can see the gingerbread house, and then you go over to the contemporary, and they have the big gingerbread tree and things, and then you go. I mean, it's nice to go look at all of the holiday decorations at
Yeah.
those resorts. So there's a lot of activities that involve the monorail, even if you're not staying
Exactly.
on it.
Exactly.
Mm.
It's just
Exactly.
fun.
It is a lot of fun. And it adds an element to your trip that you
Yeah.
wouldn't necessarily think about because most people think about just going to the parks for the most part on their trip or shopping.
Yeah, and a
Uh,
lot of times too, I mean, sometimes in the past when we did it, we had it planned for, say, a Thursday night, but we were going to get rain all day long on Tuesday, so we would just switch our plans. That was before you had to have fast passes booked in advance or anything, so we would use it for a rainy day activity also, which was a great thing to do.
mhm.
Hmm.
Okay. Good. All right, Sophie, what you got next?
Well, what I have next, we're going back to the parks because I just love the parks that much.
Yes.
I really like the parties at night. Like
Oh
the Not
yeah.
So Scary Halloween party is the one that I've been to, and that party at night. And of course, it's basically that is what you do at night because it starts very late in the afternoon and it continues on after the park has closed to everyone else. And
Mhm.
well, it's just awesome. Like the way they have the parks decorated for the Not So Scary Halloween party, it is amazing. And I can only guess that with the Very Merry Christmas party, it's exactly the same way. And my favorite part about the Halloween party is obviously the Headless Horseman and the parade. And you can just see all these ghostly characters. I'm going back to my obsession with ghosts at Disney. You can see all these characters dancing in the parade, and they have these amazing effects to them. Like, there are these
Mhm.
Yes.
grave diggers that are using the shovels on the pavement, and it makes
Yeah.
sparks, and you would not get the same dazzling effect that
Mhm.
you get then at night. You would not get that effect during the day.
Yeah.
And the
You're
makeup, the
absolutely
way they
right.
do their makeup is just
Oh yeah.
awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So
That's great, Sophie.
Yeah.
good stuff, Sophie. You're
Yay.
absolutely right. And we all know that the Not So Scary Halloween party or the Boo Bash this year and the Very Merry Christmas party. We all know those have an extra cost, but that's part of what you put in your budget.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So if you can do it, that's great. And you just enjoy it
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's not something that you necessarily do every year. So,
Yep.
you know, um this next one is not something you can do anymore. I tend to throw these things out there, don't I, girls? Things that you can't do
You did
anymore.
that last time with Toontown.
Yeah. Well, I've got an image that I have to share because our first year staying on property, it was like 2007. Okay. And we stayed at Coronado, and so it was our first real length, any sort of time being at Disney, and it was our first time staying on property. And we had so much fun. And we went to Animal Kingdom, and they actually had evening extra magic hours, Brenda, at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
And they never did it that much because of the animals. But so what they did is they pretty much made your evening extra magic hours just for Dinerland USA.
Mm.
And they had this huge block party. And I have this image that I wanted to share of a certain host in
Oh,
her pink mini ears with
oh
the
my
veil with
goodness.
Chip, and I have like 20 others,
So
so I'm only going to show
cute.
the one, but it was so much fun.
Oh,
That girl with the Grogu on her, she
oh,
had so much fun dancing with the characters, and she was, I mean, you were in your element, Sophie. I'm not trying to embarrass you, but it was so much fun, and I had so much fun. It was just like all these kids and parents and characters, and it was so much fun, you know?
yeah.
And you know what? Disney, if you're listening, you're not listening to me. You listen to Brenda,
Oh
uh,
no.
and bring on a block party somewhere. You know,
Yeah.
make it into like a last hour of the park being open. Come over. You know, they did that some with Stitch back in Tomorrowland. So let's do that again and make it into like an evening thing with the characters out and about. And obviously that'll have to wait till COVID and the characters are more around everyone. But
Yeah.
that would be so much fun.
Yeah, it
And
Yeah, it
would.
would be.
how about this? We
Mm.
get Goofy leading a train up the escalator onto the people mover and everyone getting in a car and
Cute.
doing a train of the people mover.
Nice.
That would
I
be
like that.
so cool. That would be so much fun.
Yeah,
So,
I like that.
you know what, Disney? Have at it. Take my ideas and just run with them.
That's right.
But
He's giving you
anyway,
permission.
yeah,
Yeah.
so a block party would be so cool.
Yeah, I agree.
And while we're at it, I
Mm.
know Disney has announced that that extra magic hours are going away and they're coming back with a different kind of opening hour thing. But
Mhm.
I gotta tell you, Disney, the evening extra magic hours are so phenomenal because you end up getting some of your best memories while you are there at night.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I'll find the image because I don't think I grabbed it, but the image um, of Mickey and Minnie riding Dumbo with the kids,
Yeah.
like at 11 p.m. Was just phenomenal.
Yeah, that
I mean,
extra magic.
that is like you can't create that magic. It just happens. That's just Disney.
Yeah.
So that those sorts of things happen at evening extra magic hours. So hopefully at some point Disney will bring extra magic hours back.
I think they will.
Yeah.
That's my hope.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Me
Anyway,
definitely
too.
think they will.
I rambled.
No, you didn't know. We agree with you, don't we, Sophie?
Yes, of course we do.
Okay.
Well, there's only really one thing that I actually have left on my list, and that is to do with the resorts. I love the resorts. This is not a secret of any sort.
Hmm.
And one of the things that I love most about the resorts is the movies by, well, not by the pool, but the movies under the stars
Mm-hmm.
that they all host.
That's right.
I love being able to come back from a long day at Disney, and I don't want to go back to my room just yet because for some reason my room is always cold. So I just want to stay out a little bit longer where it's a little bit warmer. And as I go to the main part of the building or something to get like a snack, I see that there's this huge inflatable screen out front and they're playing a movie. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna sit and watch that once I get my snack. So I get my snack, I sit down, and I watch the movie. And it's just a great way to end the day without officially ending the day just yet.
That's
Yeah,
right. And you're
that's
around other
true.
Disney fans watching a Disney movie. There's just something magic about watching a Disney movie while at Disney.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
there is. And
Yeah.
especially when they do it by the pool. I remember Animal Kingdom. We were at the pool. It was a little late at night, and I was just enjoying the water because the water was a very nice warm temperature. Has it been made clear that I like being warm yet?
Yeah.
Yes.
So yes, I was in there splashing about in the pool, and before I turn away for a second, and then when I turned back around, it felt like it was just a second, a minute at most. And when I turn back around, there's this huge screen behind me, and it's right at the edge of the water, so we can all watch from the pool. And they're playing the Brave Little Toaster, and it's just such a fun
Aw,
thing.
cute. That's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my last thing is also at a resort, at the resorts. And my last thing is way back from when I was a child. My favorite thing to do when I traveled with my sisters and my parents were swimming in the pool at night, swimming with all the lights on in the pool at night. And my sister and I would be out there and we always would throw like pennies. So she'd throw a penny in my direction and then I would go under the water and get it. And then we'd do that. And we
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
loved playing in the pool when the lights were on. So just like we enjoyed it so much, now I enjoy sitting just in a lounge chair and watching the girls do the same. And they're having so much fun. And I
Yeah.
love that. That's like my favorite nighttime activity.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to it.
Mhm.
Exactly. Exactly. Let me see here.
Are you looking for a picture?
Uh-huh. There it is. There we go. This one was easier to find. But yeah, I mean, going to the pool at night, like this one over at Coronado Springs, is just so much fun
Yeah.
to be able to it's so relaxing. You got to be, make sure that everyone's safe and everything, but just relaxing and doing all that. And I don't have a picture of this next one, but one of the things we did way back, and I don't know that they even still do it. So maybe Brenda. Of course, they're not doing it right now because it happened at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and the lodge is
Yeah.
not open.
No.
But they used to
Kidani's open.
have Kidani is open. But at the lodge itself, you used to be able to go out into the back on the patio,
Yeah.
and you could get the night vision goggles
Mm-hmm.
to look at the safari and try and pick out the animals. And we
Yes.
did that way back in 2011. And it was so much fun. And I don't think I saw anything, but the idea of being in, having these goggles on and it
Yeah.
was so cool. It was
We have
so
done
cool.
that
Wow.
too because they had the cast members out there who knew about the animals and everything. And it was very interactive.
Yeah.
And that's a really fun thing to do at night there.
Yeah. And it absolutely free. It's just something you do.
That's right.
You ask for the goggles and then you put them on and they show you kind of where to look and you're like, I see this green thing. And they're
Yeah.
like, that's
Ooh, I'm a Navy SEAL.
oh,
That's really not funny, but
but I
Wow.
know what you
kind of
mean.
cool at night.
But but yeah, so that sort of thing. And of course fireworks. You gotta watch the fireworks. So here you go. Just stare at my screen for a while.
That's right. Yeah, that's all we can do right now.
All right, there
Mhm.
we go. We saw the fireworks. But I have one last thing.
Great.
What would
And
that be?
this is a memory. It's a special night.
Oh,
And
I
I
think I know what you're talking about now.
think you do too. And I asked permission and was given permission to share this photo.
Oh,
Yep.
Stephanie.
That was
Mhm.
Stephanie and her husband Shane when he
Oh,
proposed in front of Cinderella Castle in
oh my
2000. Oh,
goodness.
I know.
So
I'm crying.
sweet.
She was crying. She called her mama. She was crying, and Mama's like, "What's wrong? What's
Oh, that's
wrong?"
so sweet.
Yeah, and it was so cool. I've told the story.
That is
Um,
definitely the best way to spend your night at Disney. Being
yeah,
proposed to in front of the castle. That's got to be top number one.
Yeah.
and it was so cool. And after that, everybody hugged and cried, and then we went and we rode Space Mountain, and we just walked out because it was extra magic hours.
Yeah, you just walk right on there.
Walked on, and we were out after that proposal till like 2 a.m.
Celebrating.
It was incredible.
Mhm.
Poor Sophie. I'm sorry you weren't there. She
Yeah.
was she was
I
in the
You
room
were
with
fast
mom
asleep,
and
probably.
kids.
well, actually, that was
That was
Madeline
the trip.
Lois and her family had come with us that time, hadn't they?
And River, well, Carrie and Neil and their kids. So you were
Yeah.
with Lois and River and Isaiah back at the
Yeah.
room with Miss Micah. So
Yeah, and it was fine.
Sweet.
I learned about it later and it was great.
and that kiddo Brenda insisted on buying Stephanie and Shane the ears for the wedding with the top hat.
So sweet.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
paid
That was
for it on her
great.
That's
own.
so great.
Insisted on it and had
Mm.
them monogrammed and everything. I mean, it was
Sweet.
so cool.
Very sweet.
So, but anyway, so that is my last memory, my last thing
That's a
for
great thing to end on, that's
nighttime
for
thing
sure.
to do at Disney is to find someone and get proposed.
Well, Sophie's the only one left out of us that's going to have that happen. So,
Unless I talk to Butch and he reproposes to you and I repropose to Cindy, but it's on the internet now, so it wouldn't be a surprise.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
now we do have some listener responses. We asked the question, what are some things you do that are fun to do at night at Disney?
Yay.
And Tony said to rent a pontoon boat for the Magic Kingdom fireworks or Epcot show. I'm not sure where you rent the boat for the Epcot show.
Well, they haven't had it in a long. They used to have that during Illuminations, but now everything's closed. So,
Yeah.
um, it'll come back, don't you think?
Yeah, but I'm just like for Illuminations though, where do you get the boat though? Or for whatever fireworks
I'm
show.
trying to remember where. Well, wasn't it where the ferry that goes between the two sides of Epcot? Maybe that's not a ferry, but I call it a ferry. You know,
The
where you leave Future World and go into the World Showcase, that dock?
yeah. Oh, I
Mm.
don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I never did it. So
I don't know.
I'm a little confused.
I
But
didn't do it either
that's
because,
not unusual.
yeah. Yeah. Rock on, Tony.
Yeah. And Deb says, go sit at the beach at the Poly watching the electric parade on the water,
Yes.
fireworks when they have them, and of course, seeing the monorail make the rounds. Sounds like she's doing her own monorail meal
Yeah.
or would
It's
be
nice
up
to just
for
sit
doing
out
it.
there and relax.
Yeah. And then my friend Di says, do the campfire at Fort Wilderness with Chippendale, like you.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
those are some things that they like to do. All right.
All
Well, is there
right.
anything we missed? Do you have anything else to add?
Nope.
Brenda?
Not unless it's eating a cupcake in the dark while at the park.
Okay. Well, there you go. We had one more we added. Then that concludes our feature topic, and that takes us to this day in Disney history for May 31st.
All right. Well then, I have two birthdays.
Okay.
One is not so well known, the other is very well known, but I am very interested in the not so well known one.
Okay.
This occurred in 1927, and on May 31st, Matsuo Yokoyama was born in Tokyo, Japan. In 1961, he answered a newspaper employment ad and was selected from more than 100 applicants to join Disney as a merchandise representative. In October of 1989, he was promoted to the president of the Walt Disney Enterprises of Japan. Matsuo retired in September 1994 after dedicating 33 years to the employment of Disney's presence in Japan. In that time, he grew its royalty income from an estimated 6 million yen in 1961 to 12 billion yen in 1991.
Wow.
He also subsequently served as consultant to Walt Disney Consumer Products in the Asia-Pacific front, and followed by a position as chairman emeritus of Walt Disney Enterprises of Japan from 1996 through 1998. He was inducted as a Disney legend in 1998.
Wow.
And I
Wow.
did a little bit of research. 6 million Japanese yen equals roughly $54,647. So 12 billion is equal to, hang on, 1,290,600 US dollars exactly.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Wow.
So he grew the business.
yes, he did.
All right. And what
And
else do you have for us?
the next birthday is way later in 1971, where the actor Ewan McGregor, the voice of Valiant in Disney's 2005 animated Valiant, is born in Scotland. He also appeared as Lumiere in the 2017 live-action version of Beauty and the Beast, and starred as the title character in the 2018 comedy drama Christopher Robin. And obviously, Star Wars fans like me know him as Obi-Wan Kenobi, before and after Disney's involvement in the sci-fi franchise.
Just a
Wow.
little afterthought. Oh, yeah, he was
Yeah.
Obi-Wan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was Obi-Wan.
Just
He was
that guy.
awesome. He was amazing. Just a little afterthought. Nothing big.
Yeah.
Grogu's laughing.
Yeah. Grogu says, I was Ewan McGregor before there was an Ewan McGregor.
No,
Oh, goodness. Uh-oh. You know what time it is, Sophie?
I do know. So let's go on with it.
Time to stump the Soph, Mike.
If you
Stump the
can.
Brenda, if I can. I think this one is so easy. There's no way you're not going to get it.
Hmm.
This character is the leader. He is the first to confront Lucifer.
Jacques.
Yeah. I wondered if Lucifer would make it so simple.
Yeah, that was way too simple. At first you had me thinking Doc from the Seven Dwarfs, but then Lucifer, I was like, no, it's Jacques. It's Jacques.
Oh,
So I was going to say the
that was
third clue was that this character can be recognized by his orange jacket, red hat, and turtleneck, and high-pitched voice. If you hadn't heard the Lucifer clue, would that have given it away?
Yes. It
Well,
would
Very
you
have.
say
good.
that. I mean, we don't know.
No,
I'll
it
take
would
it.
have.
Okay.
Orange jacket, red hat, turtleneck, yeah. And high pitched voice, yeah. It's definitely a mouse.
Brenda, did you know who it was?
No, I did not. I was still waiting for the third clue.
Well, sorry. Well,
That was
did you
very good,
know?
Sophie.
Thank you.
Bits of did you know? Jacques' name is pronounced differently by different characters, with some calling him Jock or Jack. He responds to them all equally. And Jacques' high pitched, rapid, almost unintelligible language was named Mouse Latin by Disney man Winston Hibbler. That's Mouse Latin,
As opposed to Pig Latin.
opposed to Pig
That's
Latin.
hilarious.
So those are my things. So good job, Sophie.
Good
Thank
job. Yay. Yay.
All right. So that is my Disney Who's Who, and that takes us to Brenda's Walt Disney quote. And she said she has a great quote.
I think
They're
it's a great
great.
quote.
They're all great. And some backstory.
The backstory is that this quote is not just a quote that Walt Disney said that everybody knows that Walt Disney said something. This is actually a quote from an interview with Walt that he said during the interview. So it's not a well-known quote. It probably is not a well-known story. I did know the story because I used to do the Wednesday with Walt column. So I knew the story, but this interview, I don't know if you can see this. Can you see this?
I can, yes.
March 1941. What's
This
the
is a
name of the
March.
magazine?
It's Ladies' Home Journal
Okay.
in March 1941, and they did an article called Mr. and Mrs. Disney.
Okay.
And the quote is for Disney nerds like us about something that Walt said that not many people know, or maybe a lot of people know. I don't know, but I'm going to read it. And this is what he said. When Disney was 8, his parents moved to Kansas City. Around this time, he developed another talent, the ability to act, which has turned out much better than his drawing. In 1913, Kansas City was a hive of Chaplin impersonation contests. Charlie Chaplin, like they kept having these
I thought you meant like
contests.
Chaplin the pastors.
No, they had these contests where you came in and acted like Charlie Chaplin.
Okay.
Well, this is what Walt said. This is right after they moved when he was 8. I'd get in line with half a dozen guys, he says. I'd ad lib and play with my cane and gloves. Sometimes I'd win $5, sometimes $2.50, sometimes just get car fare. I made the wig out of old hemp used to stuff pipes. It stunk of creosote. Later, I got wise to crepe hair. According to Alva Johnston, a student of the period, Disney was the second best Chaplin in Kansas City.
Wow.
Wow.
So just in case you didn't know, now you know.
And I'm guessing the first best was actual
Charlie
Charlie
Chaplin?
Chaplin. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's cool.
That is interesting.
Good stuff. That is
That is
interesting.
awesome.
Put it up in the show notes and we'll make sure it gets out for people to see.
Awesome.
All right. Well, that wraps us up for this week. Next week, Brenda is going to be on location, and I'm not going to disturb her vacation with her family and ask her to join us, unless she is like so sick of them that she wants to join us. But I don't see that happening. You know, I really just don't see that happening. So we will be going solo, Sophie and I, and we are hopeful that Brenda will be able to send us some video footage from the park that we'll incorporate into our show.
Yeah, definitely.
But anyway, Sophie, what are we going to talk about next week?
I don't know, but Grogu definitely wants us to remember that he's still a part of this.
Oh yes, of course he is. Yeah. So I'm sorry, Grogu. You'll be the third, and we'll just be missing Miss Brenda. How about this, Sophie? Let me see here. Upcoming show topics. How about? I don't know. Let's figure it out offline and surprise everyone, because I can't think of anything that I don't want Brenda to be a part of.
Well, if you think of something that you need anything from me at the park or pictures of anything, let me know.
Okay, we'll do.
And I'll definitely send, I'll try to send videos that you can share.
All right. Well, thank you, Brenda. And thank you, Sophie, for joining us. Thank you,
everyone,
everyone,
for having us.
Yeah. And we will all see you on the road. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
We know that someone special is having a birthday.
Oh.
And Sophie and I have something to share.
Aw, that's so sweet, and it's the perfect cupcake. Yay!
And are you ready, Sophie?
Yep, I'm ready.
Let me stop the sharing. There we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Miss Brenda. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, y'all are the
And
best.
many more.
Y'all are so sweet.
Cha-cha-cha.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That was so horrible sounding.
We don't care.
was
I got
sweet.
Grogu dancing in it. We're good.
Yeah, and that was very sweet. Thank you so much.